Hello, this is Michael Silva. In this episode, we are going to talk about how changes to the project requested by clients should be handled. These are known as changes in the scope of work. When performing consulting projects, you will often encounter situations where the services requested by the client change during the course of the project. For example, a technical security consultant may have a signed agreement with a client to design a video surveillance system. During the course of the design process, the client decides that an access control system is also needed and wants to include the access control system in the design. Along the same lines, a security management consultant may have a contract to conduct a security assessment for a warehouse. When the consultant arrives to perform the site survey, the client points out that they also own an office building across the street that they want included in the assessment. Changes in the scope of work need to be dealt with as soon as they are discovered. When a client requests something that is in addition to what has already been agreed to, you should tell a client that you'd be glad to perform the additional work and that you will prepare an amendment to the original proposal or contract. These amendments are sometimes called change orders, and they should clearly specify the nature of the additional work and the additional fee that you will charge. If the additional work will have an impact on the project schedule, you should also specify any additional time that may be required to complete the project. Here is an example of a typical amendment that would be prepared by a consultant to get approval for additional work. Amendments should be approved in writing prior to any additional work being done. In a desire to please their clients, consultants sometimes jump right in and start performing additional work without requesting additional compensation or getting approval. When they go back to the client at the end of the project, they often find it difficult or impossible to get paid for the additional work that they have performed. In the examples that we just discussed, the client wished to add scope of work to the project. In some cases, the client may want to decrease rather than increase the scope of work. For example, a client may have asked you to conduct security assessments at 6 retail stores, but now decides that only 2 stores should be included. Deducting work should also be documented and approved using an amendment, and show the amount that your fee will be reduced because of the elimination of certain portions of the existing scope of work. However, when reducing fees, be careful that any fixed costs included in your original proposal can still be covered. For example, if you quoted a fixed fee cost for conducting assessments in 6 stores in a given city, you may have divided up travel time and expense between all 6 stores. If 4 stores are now eliminated from the scope of work, travel time and expenses will now need to be divided between the 2 remaining stores, resulting in a higher cost per store than originally quoted. The ability to properly manage changes in scope can be a key factor in determining the profitability of your consulting practice.